Hey everyone, Phil Cornetta here, PGA teaching professional and director of instruction at Sun and Air Golf Center. I want to show you a simple drill that you can do here at home while we're all kind of sheltering at home, spending a little more time indoors than we generally like to, especially this time of year. So I want to show you a simple drill that you can do with just a wedge and a wall, okay? And then I want to show you some simple concepts and really simple fixes to some common faults that I see when I'm working with players on their short game every day. Okay. So once we get into our typical chipping and pitching stance, we want to, again, with chipping and pitching, it's a different setup than your full swing. We want to have that stance relatively close together, lead foot flared open. And then with chipping and pitching, because we're trying to increase the angle of attack and hit a little more down on the ball, I want to see a little bit more weight under our lead foot, a little bit more like a 60-40 distribution, the majority of weight being underneath that lead foot. Okay, and then from here, we need to get those hands slightly out in front of the club head. So that way the shaft is leaning slightly forward and the grip is slightly in front of the club head. Okay, so from here, now we're gonna rest our tailbone up against the wall and we're gonna get into our typical chip and pitch setup. So a common fault that I see with players is as they swing the club back, they'll tend to get the club head to sling inside, and that in turn causes the hands to push out and away from their body, and then bam, they run into the wall. Okay, this causes the club head to get stuck inside of the hands and tends to lead to the path of the club swinging too much to the right or from the inside. This can cause the leading edge to dig into the ground, causing these very thick, kind of fat shots. Or what we'll see is some players will compensate and then fall backwards and scoop underneath the ball, increasing loft through impact, and again, causing a variety of misses, everything from thin and fat shots. So these are all things we want to stay away from, and I really have some simple fixes for you. So again, let's get set up again into our traditional stance, tailbone up against the wall. And now when you swing back, I want the club head to stay outside of the path of your hands. So the club head should be outside of the hands, not inside of the hands. And then when we swing through, I want a full body release, and I want the shaft to then end up parallel to the wall on the follow through. So you want to feel like your chest, your hips are pointed at the target, and your right heel should be slightly off the ground. So when this is completed, I want to get that sensation that the club head stays outside the hands, we strike, and then we finish with the shaft parallel to the wall on the follow through with that full body release. This will effectively allow you to control the path, swinging slightly to the left, leaving the face slightly open to the path, which increases the amount of spin on the ball and will allow us to have a lot more control over that strike. Okay, so a simple drill that you can do here at home to continue to work on things while we're all stuck spending a little more time indoors than we want to.